It is our good news story of the day.
It's so good.
This is not boring. You'll see why. Laura Palladino saved a pair of pigs from a barn fire while watching a swine cam live stream. Laura, this all started with something called the Wine and Swine or Swine and Wine?
Yeah, a friend and I get together once a year, and she found this wine and swine on this farm where you go and like visit the pigs and have a glass of wine and end with a pot pie. And that's how we ended up at the farm in the first place. I live an hour and a half away from there, so the chances of me being there that day were slim to none to begin with.
This is so fascinating to me. You and your girlfriend, like my girlfriends all have like Zoom cocktail parties, but you guys actually drink wine while you're watching pigs?
Yeah. So we get together once a year and we always try to find something to do. So this year was no different. We wanted to find something that was like fun, and obviously it had to be like outside. So that's what we decided to do this year. We've done things like cooking classes, just like random stuff throughout the years. And this year she found this wine and swine that was next to her house.
We mentioned you saved the pig. So how did the fire start? What happened?
So I logged in, and I logged in to see if the piglets were born yet, and then there was a fire, and I noticed that I was the only one watching. So I called the farm a bunch of times. I called 911. I called a local business over there. I called the fire department over there. I just kept calling people, and it turned out that Ethel had knocked over her heat lamp, and that's how the fire started to begin with. But I didn't know that at the time. I just logged in and saw the pig pen on fire, and I knew, the farm had to be closed. It was 10 o'clock at night. So I just kept calling. I knew there was a restaurant there because we had been there a couple weeks ago. So I was hoping someone was at the restaurant late. And I just kept calling and calling and calling, and finally got through to the owner. He called me back and he was just like, "Hey, this is Matt from June Farms." And I just screamed at him. Essentially, I was like, "Your pig barn's on fire." And we watched it all go down on the live stream, them bust in and put out the fire and the whole thing.
We showed a picture. Did Ethel ever move? Ethel seemed totally unbothered by the fire.
It was a really cold night, so I'm sure it probably felt really good on her little butt.
Thank you for sharing that. It's a new hole you can go down. Watching these pig cams,
will. Now
right?
that I know this exists, I will definitely go down that.
It's nice to meet you. All right, take care of yourself.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sounds like a fun group. They always have new ideas.